All right, so we have in here is our coconut, coconut oil and shea butter. And in the smaller container here, we have our olive oil. So this is what all of my soaps have in them, and that's just the, the three butters that I normally use, or oils that I normally use. I'm trying to center this up a little bit. And I'm just gonna pour most of this into here. I'm gonna leave a little bit because this is what I'm gonna mix my charcoal into so that it gets pretty well incorporated before I pour it in. I'm gonna set it off to the side because I don't need it just yet. With my charcoal and turmeric soap, I do actually like to put the turmeric, it smells really good, which is just turmeric. Oh, and I'm wearing my brown pants. I do have pants on, by the way, for those who can see my legs. I'm just looking at myself in the video. I do have on pants, I promise. So I like to put the turmeric in the entire batch. So the whole thing gets turmeric, and then I'll add more turmeric to just the turmeric section. And that way it's more yellow, but the entire thing does get the turmeric. And I try to get that in there and incorporate it really well. I love the way turmeric smells. It's like a favorite of mine. Someone is apparently pulling up to my house. Penelope says, outside. Who's outside? Is it the mailman?
Yeah.
The mailman's kind of early. Any white car? Like a white little van?
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. I apparently have packages, so the mailman's here. All right, so I just like to get that well incorporated so the whole thing ends up with turmeric in it. The fragrance oil is a little bit different than normal, but it's still got citrus notes. So it's still a citrus sort of scent. It's actually a little bit stronger than it was before, but now we've got our lye. It's gonna go in here. And I had planned on doing this soap on Friday, I think. Friday was the day. We got it all ready to go and then didn't get to make it because we got busy. And then I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and make it. You know, I had a little bit more time, so I was like, I'm gonna make it. But then I realized I didn't have the fragrance oil for it. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm ordering fragrance oil. Well, I can't seem to locate the fragrance oil. So we just said, you know what? We'll change the scent. So this is my lye going in. And we will mix that first. I'm gonna put my lid back on that. Penelope is playing with things. Trying to get this more centered in the frame here, but it is what it is. So again, I could make this completely without a stick blender, but it will take a long time. So the stirring action, if you could see just kind of under the surface, there's that thicker consistency stuff, but that's not, it doesn't come all the way up to the top. The top is very loose and we need it to be all well incorporated. It actually looks like it's already coming to trace. I may not have to use the stick blender for this thing, guys. Probably because my oils were very warm. And I didn't check the temperature on it, but my oils were warm because we had already got it all put together, and my hard butters, which are, you know, the coconut oil and the shea butter, they solidified back up because it was cool enough for them to do that. Gotta get all my air bubbles out. And I'm just gonna hit it a couple times with the stick blender. I don't know who's watching, but hello. Oh, I just love the way that turmeric smells. It smells so good. I'll do a little bit more with the stick blender before I split it off into my two things here. Stir it. All right. And I really I feel sometimes like I try to clean this thing off way too much. Like I take too much time cleaning it, but also I want to make sure that it's like, you know, not losing too much soap, because it'll turn into soap. And then I still have to clean it off, but I just lose that soap. It goes down the drain basically, because I have to wash it off in the sink and I don't get to use it or let other people use it. And that kind of bums me out sometimes. So there's that. I set that down in the chair. I'm gonna set that there for a second. This little bit of oil that's left on here. This is what happens when you don't clean off your tools. You end up with extra oil in places. All right, I'm gonna leave that in there. No, I said I was gonna leave that in there. I'm not gonna leave that in there because I need to make some. Oh, today. You know, my stand broke today, and I'm just, my brain is everywhere. All right, so I'm gonna move this over a little bit. Guess I've already got charcoal in there.
I just need to find food. That's perfect. That is all.
All right. I just need charcoal for the charcoal half of the charcoal and turmeric soap. All right, I just like to get it mixed in to just oil so that it incorporates better into the soap. I'm gonna stir this other one, kind of keep it moving. Because sometimes the charcoal doesn't like to incorporate very well if I just try to put it in, like into the soap. But if I get it mixed in pretty well with just oil. Hey, Miss Tracy. Sorry, I'm just now looking down to see who's on here. Let's see. Woo! All right, so that looks like it's pretty well incorporated into the oil. And I have a little person coming to say hi. Want to say hi?
Okay,
All right. My little helper there. Okay. And I basically try to do about half and half. It's a rough half and half. Like, it's definitely not a perfect half and half.
well, the first one flipped this part.
That's fine. Thank you. All right. And we're just gonna pour half of it into here. Let's see, if this whole thing is at, we'll call it 4.5 liters. I need to put about half of this. Okay, well that's not bad. Here we go. Roughly half, like I said. Doesn't have to be perfect because it'll all end up with all the same stuff. Like the whole bar will still end up with what it needs. See if I can't get these both in frame a little bit better. All right, so we're going to add more turmeric to just the turmeric side because I like for it to have a slightly, or I want it to have a slightly brighter color than it has had here recently. So we're gonna add, oh man, now I'm like hungry for something with turmeric in it. And the turmeric is another thing that benefits from being like just in the oils, but you can see such a big difference already in the color from just that. Well, I mean, that's how much I would have put in if it was halved anyways, without putting it in the, like if I didn't put it in the whole batch. So I basically put an entire batch amount in here plus what was already in there. So it ended up getting about 1.5 times versus just 1 time of what I would normally get. Getting rid of my air bubbles. Abby! Abby's on here. You want to come say hi? Penelope. Oh, I got it. Went up too high. For everyone just coming in, it's a charcoal and turmeric soap. I'm gonna get my bubbles out. Bubbles aren't bad for soap, except for the fact that it gives it, well, it ends up with air pockets instead of having the nice smooth look to it. It has little air pockets in it, which are just aesthetically not pleasing, but there's nothing wrong with them. They don't hurt the bar at all. I'm trying to catch all of the little bits and pieces of the turmeric that I just added. Penelope, you want to come say hey to Abby?
No, I'm fine.
Penelope, come here. Sorry, Abby, I know I got on here a little bit later than I had initially said. Be careful. I'm gonna go ahead and add my fragrance oil. So I'm gonna put about half in this and about half in that. And again, the preciseness of the halves don't matter as much. So we're at about 150. All right, roughly half and half there. I'm going to hit them both with stick blender. Just gonna continue to mix this charcoal one over here. Okay. So now I'm gonna put it all into one container. And then, yes, Kitty, we got a new cat. And she apparently wants attention. Normally, I don't do this out here, but she's trying to figure out what's going on with me, I think, because I had been harassing her for the most part since she's been here, and now I'm not harassing her. I'm gonna save a little bit for the top. Set it off to the side. All right. I just splattered some of my oil in here. I'm gonna try not to spin this around too much. But I do want it to all be right in there. I feel like this ended up with so much more orange this time. So we will just...
Okay, I did not want to.
Normally the very top ends up pretty orange. Didn't seem to do that this time. I don't know what I'm dripping. Probably blocked y'all. Sorry. So I saved some of that black for the top because normally the top gets more of that just turmeric, but it didn't this time around. It blended in so nicely. All right, we're gonna scrape this one down. I think what I'm gonna do is just try to go down the length of the bars here.
Okay.
Well, some of my soap whenever it's splattered. Try to go down like what would be a bar. Oh, did you guys see that? I just basically poured that out of the mold. I don't know if you saw it or if you'll see that it's just not where it's supposed to be here in a second. Did you see that? All that right there. There I go. Yeah. See? Well, it is what it is, I think. Can't really take it back now.
Marble.
We're gonna clean this one out like we did the other one. Like I said, the whole bar has the turmeric in it, and then only half the bar has the charcoal.
It was right there on the chair. And then she ate it, but now she thinks I'm gonna give her another one.
You can give her another one.
Hope you're right. Here.
Again, I like to get these things as clean as I can make them.
No. Okay.
All right. About as good as that's gonna be. And because it didn't really do what it normally does, I'm just gonna put some kind of ghosty swirls on top. See if it looks like I'm just mixing the color up. So that is our charcoal and turmeric soap that I'm gonna let it sit for a second. It's still quite liquid. It's much more liquid than normal. Like I said, it's probably because of that new fragrance. So then this goes on top, and it got soap on it too. But this goes on top. And then what I normally do is I put it in the oven for, I set my oven to 170 degrees, which is its lowest possible setting. And then I turn it off, and then I put this in. Since this was a part of a live video that I edited, I don't have a proper outro, but here's the end. Well, if that is all, you can also shoot me questions in just my direct messages or just under this video, and I can answer them via message. Talk to you later. Oh, no, you met me. Yes, okay, exactly who you met was me. Thank you, Abby. Love you guys.